Hey, MCE crew, let's talk about ownership, true ownership versus this faux ownership that the world has got you believing in right now. Now, why is this important? It's important because we're starting to see again and again and again examples of people learning the hard way that they don't own what they think they own, okay? And if we're going to be in pursuit of financial independence, and remember, financial independence is not a destination, it's a journey, all right? It's something that you might have to continually strive for as the situation changes, okay? Now, there are people who have reached the destination of financial independence. I'd say Bill Gates is up there, Warren Buffett, especially considering the fact that he's an older individual. So it will be pretty tough for him to outlive his money. It'd be damn near impossible, especially considering how frugal he appears to be. So let's talk about ownership. You need to internalize and understand true ownership. Here we have my DVD copy of the Clint Eastwood classic, High Plains Drifter. I own this. Watch it whenever the hell I want. Now, what does that have to do with ownership? Well, think about this. In Russia this morning, a lot of people woke up and found out that they no longer had access to their Netflix accounts because Netflix and some other venues, Apple, they said, we're not going to allow Russian-based debit cards to access our system. So much for separating the people from the leadership, the political leadership. Oh, well. So if I'm Yuri and I've got a hot date lined up with Svetlana, come on over, let's Netflix and chill. And then we go to watch, I don't know, Rocky 3. Maybe not, but whatever. And it doesn't work. Now I found out the difference between possession and ownership, okay? I possessed access to their network. They cut me off. I don't own it anymore. Now that might seem like, it's just Netflix. I could do without it. I could do like you did, Tyrone. I go buy my movies. I suggest you do that. But it gets much more complicated from there. The Canadians found that out recently when they were cut off from their bank accounts. Now, little Justin, the bastard child of Fidel Castro, has reversed course because the powers that be said, Justin, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, sure, this is the plan, but not right now, you idiot. So he quickly reversed course, but not soon enough to wake a lot of people up and have them lose faith in the banking system. And that's a good thing because as we've gone over ad nauseum, banks are for investing in or borrowing money from. They are not for putting your money into to grow your money. Okay. It's not what a bank is for. So this is what's going to happen. These kinds of things are going to continue to occur. You're going to continue to see these instances where governments and corporations, they look at situations and say, you know what, citizen, consumer, you're misbehaving. You're not behaving in a way that is conducive with our corporate guidelines or our governmental edicts. And so, you are not going to eat this week, okay? We're seeing the actual technical systems developed in order to make that possible. And a lot of people are probably saying, well, I'm going to escape it because I'm going to go and I'm going to get Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the 100% electronic financial network. Okay. Yeah. Well, good luck with that. So how do you escape it? Well, you got to own, okay? You got to own your money, just like you own this, just like I own this DVD. Another thing that we're going to see, you own your money. How about stocks? Okay. You might say, well, hell, man, I own my stocks. I can always liquidate that, turn it into cash if I need to. What if corporations start saying, we don't want you as an owner. We don't want you. Oh, it's happening. It's happening in Russia. These oil companies have started to leave Russia and leave billions of dollars on the table. BP. Look it up. I'll have some links in the description. So companies are already setting the precedent that if you do something we don't like, we'll just cut you off. And if they can cut off a nation like Russia to the tune of billions, then they certainly could take your 30 shares of XYZ in your IRA and say, we don't want your money. Okay? And the other thing about that is those shares were already owned by, more than likely, by whoever sold them to you. So if I buy something through Wells Fargo, they're a market maker and they own it already. So the company's not getting hurt. Wells Fargo would just repossess the shares, okay? And give me failing US dollars in return. Here, buddy, have your little US dollars back, okay? This is the kind of stuff that we're going to see more of. You sound conspiratorial. Whatever. Up until, what, 2 years ago, it was all swamp gas. And then the U.S. Navy came out and said, you know what? These are UFOs. We really have no idea what the hell they are. So I think we've got enough empirical evidence right here. We've got real world evidence of governments and corporations saying, you know what? We're going to leverage our might to deny you services and deny you access to your funds, to your very income, if you do things we don't like. You got to own your money. And part of owning your money is owning shares in stocks. But again, we have that possibility that corporations might not want your money, okay, depending on your attitude. So you can own gold, you can own silver. And look, I don't want to turn this into a gold and silver channel, but that's one way to own some money and give you some breathing room and leverage until you can figure things out if they drop the hammer on you. This channel is all about financial independence, and we've got to pivot and we've got to discover and rediscover ways of maintaining our financial independence. And if that means that, alternatives like gold, silver, real estate that you can produce on some sort of way, be it, through a rental agreement or through, growing crops, timber, leasing to a farmer, then that's what you got to start thinking of. Hey, if you own a few acres and you got fruit trees on them and some vegetables, at least you can eat, man. Okay. All right. So when when you support the wrong political cause and they cut your bank account off, and you get to the old Food Lion or the AMP and you can't buy some vegetables, at least you have a way to eat. Okay. So this is what we're faced with these days, guys. Remember, own. Okay. I don't give a damn what Netflix decides to do. And I started buying these DVDs because, like, this movie has some themes in it, right in the first few minutes, actually, that are not very conducive to our politically correct world today. So I said, you know what? I think they might snatch this off these streaming platforms. And I bought it. I own all of my Star Trek movies. And I'm talking about the original Star Trek movies, okay? I'm not talking about this newfangled Star Trek. I don't know what it's all about. No, I don't want any part of that. But I own where I can. Oh, what if they cut your electricity off? Then you can't watch your movie. Well, that'd be pretty difficult to do. They can cut it off if they want. I've got a generator and means of producing my electricity on my own. I own that too, okay? So, guys, that's about it. Own. Seriously consider what ownership is and what you have to do to go from merely possessing something to owning it and having it work for you. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. To learn more about how you can achieve financial independence, check out these videos we recently posted on the Money Changes Everything channel.